Good evening. Welcome to C&T Collectibles. I am C. I hope you're doing well tonight. We're going to do a little mail day. It's been a while since I've done this, so a lot of this stuff isn't current. I'm not going to go through everything, but there's a few notables in here that are maybe of interest, but just thought I'd share a few things and talk a little baseball here. So I hope you're doing well. Start this off with a very special gift from my friend and yours, Dakota at Sports Cards Anonymous. Had a live stream the other night, and he was doing some giveaways. And I was fortunate enough to have my name called on one of the first ones, and the prize was Kevin Durant. And he knows that I'm not the biggest basketball fan in the world. I would have happily accepted it. It was very generous of him, and I'll never say no. But he's like, well, you know what? Hey, hold on for a second. Got some Greg Maddux cards. How about those? I'm like, well, yeah, I love the Mad Dog. I'll take that. So, we've got his. These are ones I already had in my collection. He had the rated rookie. This is the 87 Topps update. That's the Tiffany. You can tell by the white back. So I always thought those were pretty cool. What a great picture. And he's got some funny YouTube stuff. He's a good prankster as well. So he was kind enough to send along some cards. So I want to start with those and just say thank you again, Dakota. It was very, very nice of you. So we've got I think that's the 90, the 90 Topps Barry Bonds. But one of his videos was how to build a Greg Maddux collection. And for me, the best way to build a Greg Maddux collection, got a gold one, is to win your friend Dakota's giveaway and get his Maddux cards. So, if you ever want to build a Greg Maddux collection, just make Dakota give you his. There we go. In the 1988 Topps. Is that the 89? 89 Topps. There we go. There we go. So beautiful cards and all. Thank you again, my friend. And this is my official entry into your best bonus card giveaway. The free cards that people sometimes send with you. I got this earlier this year. Trevor Rogers Bowman's Best autograph. So that will be my entry into the best free card I've gotten, in addition to a purchased card. So all right, there it is. A couple of things that I have from COMC. So actually, these are kind of current. Ordered them in like January and just got them. So player that I like a lot, Alex Verdugo, and I like the Bowman's Best, especially if you can get some of the refractors. This is the atomic refractor. I think that's like one per box or something like that. So they're not numbered, but they're a little bit harder to come by. A player that I've liked for a while and continue liking. He's having a great season. Kyle Tucker. Focus. Here's my Focus series. Focus phone. Tyler Tucker, this is the Topps Chrome Sapphire. So you can get those fairly cheaply, or you could. I don't know what they're at now. It's been a little while. Like I said, this isn't super current or anything like that. But I think those are the cards that, and we'll visit one in the future here in a little bit, that are quickly becoming one of the more desired cards for players. Xander Bogaerts, a player that I've liked for a while, and he's clicking this year. I mean, honestly, he's been the best offensive shortstop in the league over the last 3 years. So last fall, I was trying to acquire some of his things and was able to do so. And this was a pickup I had in a couple months ago or whatever, so I feel like I got a good price on it. But that is the blue chrome numbered out of 199. So I think the shine on that one is great. So with that, here. So one of the channels that I like, and you probably like as well, is Ride Dog 54. Does a great job with minor leaguers, and so I figure every week I just set aside like 20 or 30 bucks, and whatever he says, I'll just get it. So it's a lot easier that way. Zach Deloche is a player that he mentioned, and so you have to listen to these guys like Ride Dog and Scotty B. They've got enough followers that when they mention a card, it only takes like 10 people to just jump on it and drive the price rate up. So this was one I got after he mentioned it. I think I 17 or 18 bucks, like in the middle of the video. I have one tab open to eBay, one open to their video. As soon as they mention, if you like it, just buy it then. Like the next day it was sitting at like 35 or something like that. And he's probably come down because he cooled off a little bit. And some of the stuff's from my Dynasty League, but he mentioned it as well. Jaron Duran for the Sox. There's the Mojo Refractor. I'm a sucker for Mojo Refractors. Tristan Cassis, again, this is a Dynasty League darling. Jordan Groshans, the Mojo Refractor. And Iliad Ramos, I think he might be up this year. He's looking pretty darn good. And this was actually pretty recent. This is the Trevor Haver. And this is numbered, the blue numbered to 499. So, all right, quick little intermission here. Always got to get a Char Chad if I don't already have one like it. So there's one with green stuff all over the side. Char Chad. All right, the last football card I bought was a Randy Moss 1998 Topps Chrome rookie. And I got it for $9 in a PSA 9. So it's been a while since I bought football cards. But if you're going to break Randy Moss's record, Rookie receiving record. In your Viking, I'm going to get your cards. That's the Prism. Here's a select. I'm told you're supposed to get the field level. I am way I am, and it's a die cut, so I think these are printed in the ground, so it's probably not as cool as as maybe it was a few years ago. I thought this one was really sharp. This is the Justin Jefferson. This is the Purple Shock rated rookie. I like the rated rookies, and if you get a color match out of it, that's even better. So Justin Jefferson, and football cards, especially like the skill position players, they're pretty cheap entertainment, so not a big deal. So all right, speaking of Scotty B, he has this series where he talks about the top 15 best rookie cards for whichever player he's doing that week. I didn't even know these existed. So again, you have to be on the ball here. This is the Topps Advent Calendar, and they're pretty limited. I think this one was printed to like 1,200 or something like that. So again, you mentioned I found one on eBay for pretty cheap. It was under $30, and the next day they were going for like 80. So again, when those guys say something, don't sleep on it too long. And then so he did the Soto one. I'm like, well, when he does Acuna, he's gonna probably mention this. So I'll just get these now. So I was able to get these for like 20 a piece. There's 2 of them in there. So that is these were printed like 1,300 or something. Pretty low stuff. So not numbered, but they are limited. So. Yeah, that's the Topps online. So those don't go crazy or anything like that. But I think those are pretty cool cards. So every year I do my Hall of Fame tracker thing, and just I just run the numbers to be unemotional about cards. I think when you're doing this kind of stuff, you need to just throw your emotions aside and just look at the numbers. And a player that was kind of on the fence, and he's having a good season that might push him towards the other side of the fence a little bit, has been Evan Longoria, who's really playing at vintage Longoria levels here. So he's sitting upwards of like 56 or 57 more, and you really want to get to that 60 number by his age right now. So I think he might be 35 right now. So if he can hang out for a couple of years and play at a decent level, then he's going to have a case. And so anyways, his stuff is pretty cheap here. So I got this a little while back. Here's his Chrome rookie autograph, and all this stuff. Like I haven't. I was just looking for cheap stuff for a while with the market kind of getting hit. It's like, if I can spend $40 or less or something like that, and then I really don't have a problem picking stuff up. For the high end things, it's pretty skittish. Here's his Chrome X-Fractor. Love the X-Fractors. And his gold. And I think the gold was like $20. It looks really, really sharp. I like that one a lot. So, if I like a player enough, I'll try and get an X-Fractor, a gold, and an autograph, and there you go. Got them all for Longoria. So if he can put up another couple seasons at a reasonable level, he's going to have a case. So not guaranteed or anything like that, but that's why his cards aren't $600, $700, $800 because it's not guaranteed. All right, definitely not guaranteed, but young enough to take a shot on, and his stuff is pretty darn cheap right now. Is Ozzie Albies. So are we going to focus? Yeah, something like that. All right. Ozzie Albies. So if the Braves keep doing what they're doing, he'll catch up. He'll start to figure it out a little bit. But numbered to 75, the Blue Wave Refractor. So I enjoy, especially when the prices are cheap, taking a shot on some of those guys because you never know, it could work out. So, all right. When I did my shortstop long-term Hall of Fame, there was a real disconnect. A lot of these guys were, you had that tier of guys that are a little bit younger. You look like the Bogarts. I'm trying to think of some of the other guys. Trevor Story, where they've been around for 6-7 years and they've accumulated 28, 29 WAR. It's like, okay, you're on a path. There's a lot of room to go. Those guys are trading on that. Xander Bogaerts, they're all trading like $150. You've got the guys at the high end, like Lindor, who's been here's a guy that just a few more years and you're probably in. You just kind of keep doing what you're doing. Well, not this year. Do a little bit better than you're doing this year. But his track record is really indicative of a pretty strong Hall of Fame path. Trading for a few $100s. But Carlos Correa was right there with him, kind of in that same path. And he had a couple good years right out of the start. But then he's since cooled off. He's had some injuries and things of that nature. But he was trading for $50 at the PSA 10. And I'm like, well, here's a guy that if he kind of figures it out, if he's able to stay healthy, not even figure out, just stay healthy, then this is absolutely worth a shot. And so, sorry about my camera here. There we go. So the 10s, they kept getting away from me at 50. They would start to creep up just a little bit, or I just missed the auction. But I found this 9.5 with 9.5 and a 10. So I'm like, what, good enough. I just want the card. And this looks really, really sharp. It's higher grade. And it was, $40 or something like that. And right now, he's hitting like 290 with 11 home runs, which 290 these days is like hitting 350. So he's having a really good season. So I wanted to put together a quick collection of Correa, and all of his stuff was pretty cheap here. Here's the sparkle chrome sparkle refractor or whatever. It's that was like $15, and you can get his golds for under $30. And that this one looks really sharp. Good corners, edges, centering, all that kind of stuff. All stuff some people care about, and I sort of starting to care about it a little bit here, but still, it passes the eye test for me. And I think that is another player that's just like, he's having a good season. If he can just kind of stay healthy for a little bit, we'll see. So, all right, player I've liked for a long time. Picked up a lot of his stuff, but a few of his things. Every once in a while, something cheap just comes along. I missed out on a Sapphire, and I'm kicking myself because it was pretty cheap, and this was when the season was getting started. And I'm like, all right, let me throw out an offer. And it was a little bit of a low ball, and dude quickly rejected it, and rightfully so. And then it sold to someone else. I'm like, all right. So, anyways, Matt Olson. This is the Chrome Refractor, and it is numbered. These are numbered to like 568 or something weird, but I like that heritage picture, and the shine on it is pretty good as well. So, anytime that he, I covered him on Monday. Anytime that he has a slump, and he will, I mean, he's still, well, you know what? If he's only striking out 15% of the time, if that's real, then you're not going to have a slump. But anytime his prices dip, I'll be buying more Matt Olson. I've been buying him for a couple of years, and I'll keep doing so. All right, second football card I bought. It was after the Justin Jeffersons. Lamar Jackson in the Panini Prism, the PSA 9. So you're looking at his, my reflection in there. That thing is shiny. Hey, here, I'll just tilt it out so you don't have to look at me. His PSA 10 is trading for around $900, and right now you can get his 9 for like $125. I came into this one like around 150 or something like that. I'm like, that's a pretty good deal, and the deal keeps getting better, which, like, whoops. But the disconnect is there. Sometimes those take a while to resolve, right? And I believe it will catch up because the 10s are getting a bid, and they're not falling anymore. I mean, they're holding steady, that $900 area. And so if he can this is like Vlad was the most recent example forever. I'm like, the 9s are undervalued, and I was wrong for a long time. But all of a sudden recently they caught up. All of a sudden the 10s are at 240, and the 9s went from $40 to $80, and now you've got that 3-to-1 ratio. And I think the same thing will happen with Lamar at some point when you start to get the hype in the preseason, and then his first 3 games. Two of the first 3. We're looking at Detroit and Vegas, so I think he can. Put together a pretty nice run early in the season. And if this one gets up to that $300 level, there is money to be made, and it could even go higher. Maybe it's $400 or $500 if that 10 goes up to 14 or 15, which it certainly could. But I'm happy to hold on to that one. And if I'm wrong, it's not the end of the world. All right, Francisco Lindor, talked about him plenty. In the past, but lately, he was having a crappy season. We look at his body of work, and it's like, yeah, come on now. It's getting a little cheapish for what he's done. So last fall we looked at his cards, and like, they could spike on trade news, and then when they did, it's like, okay, if you didn't participate in that, just wait for them to come back down. And now they came back down, so I'm a buyer. I have his flagship in a gold, and I didn't have a chrome. I'm like, I want the chrome. Those things were always really, really expensive, but now they're creeping into the low hundreds. For a raw or a mint 9. So it's like, for me, if I want this card, I think now is the time. Could get a little bit cheaper, but I'm comfortable at that price. And we'll wrap it up here with Alex Bregman. All right, I don't do this very often at all, but since coming into the league, his first full season in the league in 2017. The top 5 players in WAR since then, you have Mike Trout and Mookie Betts, which kind of lead the field, but then you're looking at Jose Ramirez, Anthony Rendon, and Alex Bregman. So the Sapphire version, not only does it look awesome, but you look at the guys that have Sapphires. I mean, Acuna's the granddaddy. His Sapphires, the big dog, couple $1,000s, or at least mid to high thousands. And but then you look at like Vlad and Tatis, even like Aaron Judge. I mean, you're paying $1,000 for those. You're not doing that for Alex Bregman. So the Sapphire cards numbered. They're not numbered, but they're limited to like a 250 print run. I think they've crept up a little bit, maybe in recent in the last couple of years. But when they first started, this was 250 is the limited run on that. And again, I think the Sapphires are the one that people go to for that higher end of maybe even beating out some of the numbered cards. But again, this is a guy that he's stayed healthy. He's performed at an elite level, not even a high level, an elite level. And again, you try and buy a Vladdy Sapphire or a Tatis Sapphire, Acuna Sapphire. I mean, those are the kind of the big dogs that have them. You're going to pay three or four times what you're going to pay for a Bregman Sapphire. So I think that's for me, the best value on the board for Sapphires anyways. So anyways, that's what I got for you. Appreciate the time. Have a great rest of the evening. Stay hydrated and good night. Bye now.